Welcome back, everyone. We are here with our alien antennae, and instead of reading My Teacher is an Alien today, we're going to switch it up a little bit because today we are back in Mysteries of Alien Visitors and Abductions, our informational text, which may not give us specific information about aliens, but does give us specific factual information about encounters that people think they had with aliens. So, we are going to jump in on page 10, Taken by Aliens. In Taken by Aliens, it says, many people say they have been abducted by aliens. Oh my goodness. And down at the bottom, I can see my glossary term that abducted means kidnapped or taken away by force. So these people were taken away by aliens. Oh my goodness. Let's keep reading. Alien abduction is when aliens kidnap people. One of the strangest tales of alien abduction was told by Betty Anderson. Betty lived in South Ashburnham, Massachusetts. On January 25th, 1967, a reddish light appeared through her kitchen window. Betty's father looked out. He saw a group of strange creatures. Then the family fell into a deep trance. Only Betty stayed awake. The aliens entered Betty's house and took her into their spaceship. The aliens did medical tests on her. They said they were putting secrets in her memory. Betty's family was still in a trance when she arrived home. The aliens led them all to bed. At first, Betty remembered little of what happened, but nearly 10 years later, she told her story under hypnosis. We remember hypnosis from the story before is when a psychologist brings back your memory while you're in a sleep-like stance. Oh, and I see an important text feature here, but that doesn't look like a real photograph to me. That looks like maybe a computer came up with this. That might be some background art. And it says, aliens entered Betty's house and took her into their spaceship. So maybe they're trying to help me visualize this spaceship and the aliens who took her. And then at the bottom it says, Betty said that the aliens she saw were about 4 feet, 1.2 meters tall. So they're about your height. They had gray skin and cat-like eyes. People have often described aliens that look like this. Interesting. Page 12. Herbert Schirmer was a policeman. He worked in the town of Ashland, Nebraska. In the early hours of December 3rd, 1967, Herbert had a strange experience. Lost time. Herbert was in his patrol car in the outskirts of Ashland. He saw a spacecraft in the road. It was shaped like a huge football and stood on 3 legs. Red lights were blinking around it. The lights blinked faster and faster. Then the UFO shot out of sight. Later, Herbert wrote up the log of his night's work. As he did this, he realized that 25 minutes were missing. He could not remember what had happened during that time. Herbert had a bad headache and heard weird buzzing sounds in his ears. There was a large red bruise on his neck. And then it includes this real photograph that says this is a photograph, okay, my prediction was correct, of police officer Herbert Schirmer. It was taken in 1967. Interesting. Inside a UFO. Herbert was asked to try hypnosis. When he did, he told a strange story about the missing 25 minutes. He said that creatures had come out of the UFO. They had narrow heads and cat-like eyes. They were dressed in silver gray coveralls. One of the aliens pressed an object to Herbert's neck. It hurt. Then they showed Herbert around the spacecraft. The aliens told him they were from another galaxy. They said they had been studying life on Earth for a long time. The aliens said they would visit Herbert again. Then they took him back to his car. Oh, I see. How strange. So I think we might be starting to debunk some of these stories or try to prove that they maybe didn't actually happen. It says the aliens told Herbert they had come to Ashland to get their power for their spacecraft. Oh, so this was just an extra detail. And Herbert said that each alien had a small badge on its uniform. This badge was a picture of a snake with wings. Then I see this, what it looks like a drawing, and it says, this is an artist's idea of a scene in an alien spacecraft. One alien is holding an instrument like the one used on Herbert Schirmer's neck. So it looks like a little wand with a purple bulb on the end. Oh my gosh, how scary! Next, on November 5th, 1975, Travis Walton was in a forest near Snowflake, Arizona. He was with a woodcutting crew when something very odd happened. Missing for days. The crew were leaving in their truck when they saw a glowing UFO in the road. Travis walked toward it. The UFO shone a beam of light. The beam seemed to throw Travis up in the air. The truck driver was terrified and drove off with the rest of the crew. Travis was left alone with the UFO. No one saw him again for 5 days. Fighting back. Travis turned up in a nearby town. He said he had woken up inside the UFO with 3 aliens. Travis tried to attack them. Then, some humans appeared. One put a mask over Travis's face and he passed out. He woke up on the ground as the UFO was taking off. And then we see what looks like a book cover to me where it says, in 1978, Travis Walton wrote a book about his abduction by aliens. UFO in New Mexico. On August 13th, 1975, Air Force Sergeant Charles L. Moody was in Alamogordo, New Mexico. He was watching the night sky. Suddenly, he saw a disc-shaped UFO coming toward him. Charles tried to get away, but his car would not start. He heard a high-pitched humming noise. Then he felt numb all over. The next thing Charles remembered was the UFO leaving. But more than 1 hour passed. Guided tour. During the next 2 months, Charles began to remember things. There had been aliens with grayish skin and large heads. They gave Charles a tour of the craft. Then they returned him to his car. Oh, how strange. The alien leader communicated with Charles by passing thoughts into his mind. As the UFO left, Charles found that he was able to start his car. And then there's a little picture of, I think, a UFO, and it says, Charles Moody said the alien spacecraft he saw was metallic and disc-shaped. Many people claim they have seen UFOs that look like this.